Okay, we are going to continue our discussion on administrative devices and administrative sets. And basically what we're talking about in that regards are um, different ways of getting the drug into the individual. Remember, we're talking about parenteral compounding as it relates to steroid formulations. Okay, so IV administrative sets. These are devices used to deliver IV fluids to patients, and there are many different types of variations that are associated with those particular devices. And so when we talk about LVP, remember we're talking about low volume parenteral solutions. These are usually associated with administrative sets. And a definition of administrative sets can be the following. It is a left flexible plastic tubing with a spike at one end and a needle adapter at the other. And this is where the spikes fits into the administrative set ports of the LVP, again, low volume parenteral container. The solution flows from the LVP container through the plastic tubing to a needle adapter at the other end, and the needle catheter can be attached to a needle adapter. And so these run by gravity, and so many times you can have a controller that will give a particular type of flow rate into the patient. So flow rate controls are varied. You have a clamp on administrative set, a drip chamber, a controller, a combination of both a controller and a volume control chamber. Okay. You have different types of pumps that are associated with the administrative sets. Okay. So basically, you have a set pump, and these for individuals that can move around. You have a syringe pump, which is useful in individuals, very young children, and then infants, individuals who are in critical care situation. We have peristaltic pumps, which use what we call micropulsating pulses. They have tubes that's reinforced with a elastic insert. And these particular type of peristaltic pump infuses solution using micro impulse, and this is produced by massaging action on the IV tubing itself. And then you have something that's called the elastometric reservoirs or pump, and these are tennis ball sized pumps with a balloon-like reservoir surrounded by a rigid protective outer shell. And so these particular pumps has a reservoir that's filled with a solution, and this particular solution exerts a constant positive pressure, and this forces the fluids through the tubing into the patient. Okay, so here we are looking at a picture of a heparin lock. Let's go ahead and talk about that in a little bit more details. So heparin locks, in many cases, patients may not have a primary LPI solution, but may need a mini bag medication. When we talk about mini bags, which is a combination of a small bag plus the LVP, and this is done through a heparin lock. And heparin is very important in that it prevents blood from clotting. Remember, you're making an insertion into the vein of the individual, and if it's any clotting, there it can lead to a traumatic type of episode in which the clot breaks off and can cause stroke. So at the entrance of where the needle goes into the vein, you want to make sure that there isn't any clotting to occur. So a heteron lock is a short piece of tube attached to a needle or a intravenous catheter. When the tube is not being used for the mini-bag, the heparin is used to fill the tube in, and this prevents the blood from clotting in the tube. Okay, so if the LVP is not available, this again prevents clotting from occurring. Let's move from that into now some of the preparation areas for the pharmacy technician, and this can be within the laminar flow hood. So microorganisms, you must note, is invisible to the eye. It can be on particulates, it could be on dust, and basically on most surface area, even though it may appear clean. Okay, so it's very important that again you have a clean work area. So the best way to reduce environmental risk is to have a laminar flow hood, which establishes and maintains a very ultra clean area. The surface of the hood work are clean, but they are not sterile. These are certain key points you should remember. So what are some of the definitions that are associated with laminar flow hoods? One, a lot of times they have a HEPA filter. And this is a high efficiency particulate filter that is very important in preventing materials from getting into the laminar hood area. Okay. And HEPA stands for high efficiency particulate air, then of course filter. And it removes 99.97% of the particles that are larger than 0.3 micrometers or microns. Another important definition that you should be familiar with is horizontal flow hood. A horizontal flow hood are basically a laminar flow hood with a horizontal flow across the work area. Now we're going to see a picture of that very soon. Then what you have here is a laminar flow, which has a continuous movement of air and a uniform rate, and that is in one direction. Okay. Vertical flow hood, laminar flow hood with a vertical airflow across the work area. And again, we're going to take a look picture of that. And then you have zones of turbulence. The zones of turbulence are areas of the blocked airflow in the laminar flow hood. And we all have pictures to show each of these. Okay, let's look at a laminar flow hood. Again, you want this to be an ultra clean work area, and a laminar flow hood allow you to establish and maintain such an area. And this is where air is pushed through a particulate filter, which is high efficiency particulate air filter, and remove almost 100% of the particles over a particular size. There is a uniformity of the air that's passing through, approximately 80 to 100 feet per minute. And then, of course, we talked about USP chapter, and that is regulated by 797. Okay. And you have many different types of designs, both horizontal and vertical. Okay, so here we go. Let's look at this big picture here. And this is what I'm talking about. This is your filter. And it pushes air out this way. The air comes in here. It's pumped through this particular filter. And then it comes out. And when you look at it from above, here you have your zone of turbulence. And then the air is pushed out. Okay, and this is where items are placed. And there are certain places where these items should be are located. We don't want to put too far back in which it can block the airflow through the fume hood. Okay, here is a picture of a different type of hood, or this is called a vertical hood. You notice that instead of the air coming in from here, it comes from the top, goes down, then out the bottom. This is called a vertical. Right? Or if it is not this particular location here, it is pumped in here. Here's your HEPA filter, and then the air will be forced out in the same manner. And the point is to ensure that no bacteria contaminant get into the area as you want to work, especially on sterile materials. Okay, all right. So we're done with fume hoods, and another type of area where can we work in a sterile environment is called the biological safety cabinets, and these are slightly different than laminar flow hood because they're not only to protect the materials they're working on, it also protects the personnel. And you have different type of class. You have class 2, type A1 cabinets are recommended for chemotherapeutic agents. Right. So this is how you work with laminar fume hoods or biological safety cabinets. You want to turn it on at least 30 minutes before use. You want to maintain a clean area around the hood. Okay, remember, because the air intake is from around the hood, so you want to make sure the air that's going in is as clean as possible. You want to clean the hood. Use the correct cleaning in order for the interior surface of the hood. Okay? Alright, so this is something that's very, very important because it's not only done, again, to protect the materials and making sure that it's sterile, also to protect the individual. Sterile component must be housed in the area isolated from the main traffic area, and this is called clean room. The different type of regulations, again, it is in a class 7 environment. That means that no more than 22,000 particles per 0.5 microns per cubic meter of air. Very, very small amount of particulates can flow around that particular room. You have to have unrestricted airflow, and then specialized individuals who are trained to be in that environment can be in that environment. Okay. The clean room is ISO class 5. Okay, there are many different classes. Then a laminar fume hood or biological safety cabinets are not required. Okay. Notice that this must be stated by megaphone, because remember, we're dealing with things that are going to go into the human body, usually through an IV. And if you're going through an IV, for example, it takes only 20 seconds for the blood flow to circulate through the body. That means there's very little room for error. Right. So let's see if we can touch upon this before we go into the next segment. Just a little bit. Well, allow me to stop right here, and we will talk about begin talking about aseptic techniques in the next section.